Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Leo in July 2019. Hello, Leo. What's going on, guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, man. We made it. 7th month of the year, July. So happy 4th of July for those who will be celebrating or have celebrated if you're watching after the holiday. Hope you had a wonderful time. Hope you ate a lot of great food. Please eat some on my behalf because this girl's gonna be working. And I don't have any plans because, you know, I'm kind of a hermit sometimes. Anyway, so I hope you have a good time if you're out celebrating, assuming you're from the States, our independence and all that good stuff. If you're not, happy 4th of July to you anyway. I don't know. Also, happy birthday to Leos who will be celebrating at the end of the month. I hope you have a fabulous birthday. Whatever you're, however you celebrate, cake and ice cream, 10 shots at the bar, a quiet night in, or a day at the spa, whatever you're doing for yourself, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's fabulous. And knowing how Leos are, it tends to be fabulous. And if it's not fabulous, you know, is it worth it? Are we doing it anyway? That's I'm being facetious. Not all Leos are like that, right? All right, guys. Anything else? Nope. That's it. Let's get into it. Shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. We'll shuffle now on camera for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that is when the reading begins. There is a timestamp in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. That's why I put it down there. Anything else? Oh yeah, and if you want to get a personal reading with me, you can find that information down there in the description box below as well. Just send me an email letting me know what type of reading that you want. There's 3 different types to choose from, 3 different price points. Once you make your decision, you send me an email, you send me the PayPal payment, and then within 24 to 72 hours, you get your own personal video. It's pretty easy, but if there are any questions of how it works or if you want to clarify something with me, you can feel free to email me beforehand, before placing an order, and I will certainly answer your question for you. And also, guys, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Figured I would front load that information for those who don't make it all the way to the end. Anything you do as far as those actions go, it really supports my channel, it really supports me, and lets YouTube know that you're having a good time around here. So if you want to do a girl a favor, hit all those buttons, leave all the comments, do all that stuff, okay? Alright guys, let's get into it. Let's see Leo's outcome for July 2019. I want to see Leo's outcome for July 2019. Please show me Leo's outcome in July 2019. Please show me. Whoa. Alright, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Alright, Leo, let's see what came face down. You again. You again. You're new. And you're new. Leo, you know, you're the 5th sign of the zodiac, and for the monthlies, I go in order of the actual zodiac wheel. So, a few repeat players here kind of makes sense. We are in a retrograde, right? Several retrogrades are going on right now. So, the energy will repeat itself. The energy is contiguous throughout all of the zodiacs. So, that's why I said all that. But who knows what the message is. Let's go ahead and find out, though, right? Please show me where Leo is in July 2019. Please show me Leo. Pardon me. Please show me Leo in July 2019. Please show me. Okay. That was nice. Took a minute, but we got there. All right, Leo, coming into July, you come in with the Knight of Wands. Here we go again, my friends. What the hell was that? Oh, I guess they're doing work on that house out there. Okay. Sorry guys, got a little distracted because I thought for a second that was coming from inside my house, and I don't play those horror games, okay? I don't like that. Anyway, Leo, coming into the reading, you come in with the Knight of Wands. So I feel, you know, similar to what I was just saying about the retrogrades and, you know, me seeing cards that I've seen in readings previous to yours. Here we go again. This energy comes and goes into your life. Now, this could be you, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, with the wands here. So you know, it's going to go on either side. You know, some of you, this will be you, others of you, this is someone else. And it's this roundabout, like cyclical, what is this? What's that? Revolving door kind of energy, I feel. It's like, here comes this person again, here comes this energy again, where, you know, there's a lot of fastidiousness. Wow, come on, who's that? Fastidiousness. But it's true, there's like a fastidious nature to this energy where it's like very like not well to do, that's not what I mean. Strong intentions, fiery energy, very focused, very enamored, very riled up, excitable, goal-oriented, driven towards success. This can go in so many ways, but there's just a lot of passion in this Knight of Wands. There's a lot of, I can do it, we can do it, we all can do it, we all can succeed, we can all be happy, we can all have money, we can all do whatever. And I'm saying we. So that could be you and another person, that could be you and a family, that could be you in a business, that could be you and friends, but whatever, there's just this driving force behind this energy. Some of you, this is totally you, all right, Leo? In other cases, it's somebody else around you. The key here is that revolving door feeling that I get, and how I, just touching this, I'm just like, here we, no, like there's, not no, but like, still like persistent, right? There's a persistence with this card, which all by itself is not bad, but because it's happening again, there's like this tiredness behind it. There's like this, again with this excitement, again with this, you know, forcefulness. It's just like, it could be a self-contained energy, like some of you Leos might be like over yourselves, or over like how much of a cheerleader you have to be for yourself, how much of a, you know, pep talk you have to give yourself all the time. Because the thing about the Knight of Wands is, like I said, it's a persistent energy. And doing anything, I don't care what it is, after a while, that shit gets tired. I don't care if you're doing, you know, your most favorite thing in the world. I don't care if you're, you know, you have hours upon hours, days upon days left up to your disposal to do whatever you want, to indulge in your hobbies, to travel the world, to do whatever you want. Eventually, people need a break. And I think this energy, or this person, or this aspect of you, it comes and goes. But right now, if it's coming into you, Leo, it's kind of like, here, you know, like it's not enough of a break. It's not enough of a timeout. There's something about this person just coming back around again, and it's like, right now, you need to be here right now. It's very tentative. I'm going to tell you that also. Because as much as I'm exasperated, or as much as I'm like kind of exhausted just feeling what this is, I'm also like, but I'm not mad. I'm not like truly mad at it, you know, because it can't help itself. This person can't help itself, or themselves. You, Leo, you can't help yourself if you're embodying this energy, if this is the mood you're in. You can't help yourself but be optimistic. You can't help yourself but feeling as if you can go out there and conquer the world. And that might be like grating on somebody's nerves. Like you might be thinking, you know, the sky's the limit. Everything under the sun is possible. All we have to do is have some faith. All we have to do is have some faith. I chuckle to myself because there's a, for lack of giving too much detail, there's a video game character that goes on and on and on about faith. and it's like a running joke between people who love this game. Anyway, so there's like this idea of pushing and pushing and pushing, and being more annoyed that we have to get ourselves in that mood again versus the actual presence of the energy. I hope that makes sense. Like, I would much rather not have to be my own cheerleader, or I would much rather not have to deal with this person in this way again. It's so strange, Leo. What does that mean? Is it because, you know, the knight is not the page? You know, if you know anything about tarot, we have the court cards, right? Page, knight, queen, king, right? In each suit. And pages are usually the ones that are kind of precocious, the ones that are overly eager, not overly eager, but kind of bite off more than they can chew, and they're really, you know, immature sometimes, or they don't know enough. The knight is only one step up, but the knight has graduated to some level of maturity, or some level of knowing, some level of experience. And maybe like that's kind of a frustration here, is like, I thought we were over this. Like, some of you might be expecting more, but someone or your own energy is still on this one level, and you're like, come on, let's bump this up to a queen status, to a king status. Like, why are we still messing around in this kiddie pool, you know, the 3 foot deep area of the pool? I'm ready to do a deep dive. I'm ready to go into like the 10 feet, 12 feet, 20 foot part of the pool. You know what I mean? So there's like this, not fully upset that it is here, but the way it's come in, it's like, you're bringing me the same old shit. You're bringing me the same old blah, blah, blah. And it's not, God, this is going on forever with this card. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's like average, or there we go. It's like what you already know, what you already expect. You expect this person to be this way, and here they are, being the way they are. You expect that you have to be your own best friend, or be the one who believes in you because everybody else around you doubts you. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm so used to this, I'm ready for the new, and the new's not here. What shows up? The Knight of Wands. You're not new. I know you. Almost like a tongue twist. You're not new. I know you. So the familiarity with this Knight of Wands kind of takes away the excitement or the, it sort of takes away the excitement in some ways. Like, I can't really, I wish I could articulate it better, but there's a lot of like layered feeling to that. And I think, if I remember energetically, I think that was sort of going on for you in June or May, maybe. Like, I want it, but I don't want it, or I have it, but I don't have it. And it's like this wishy-washy, intermingled ball of confusion. I hope I'm not confusing you with another sign, but I think that was sort of, if not June, maybe May, and if not sometime before then, Leo, where it's been this, you know, this thing, this, can we be sure? Can we trust it? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it's just like, it hasn't hit the mark. The Knight of Wands wants to hit the mark. The want, the desire, the goal is there, but perhaps circumstantially things are not going the way you want, or the way that this person wants, or whatever. Close but no cigar. It's like, I wanted more, or I need more, or I wish I had more. I wish I could bring more to the table. You know, if this is your own energy, Leo, and you have a goal that you're driving towards, you want to create something, you want to go somewhere, you might have dreams. I want to move to this city. I want to move to this country. I want to work in this industry. But you don't have like an in. Like, for some of you, maybe you want to be a DJ or something like that. And you have skills, you know, you at home, you're making great tracks and you're doing all this other kind of stuff, but you haven't really made those connections yet to like get your foot in the door at a club or at a bar or at a certain event. So it's just like, you have the drive. Clearly, whoever this is, they have the desire, the drive, the goal to make contact, to hit the bullseye, to hit the nail on the head. but you got no hammer. You have no nail. Like something is missing. There's like a key thing that's missing here. Opportunity, experience, materials. Like I said, you don't have a hammer and you're like looking around. What can I smash this nail in with? If I don't have a hammer, what can I use? You know? So there's more. There's something more that is missing here. Interesting. That blows. Because, like I said, the desire to make a connection is there. The desire to get things, to get the ball rolling. My God, is it there? Whether that's self-contained or that belongs to somebody else and they're in your vicinity, I don't know. But, and you can't fucking move. That's right. Kind of walled in. Okay, I see it. Thank you. So you're walled in here. This is something else. We'll talk about that, I think, at the end. But right next door, you've got this Three of Wands energy. I'll show you in the upright so you can get used to it in this deck. Three of Wands. Typically would be a card that shows progress. Would be, again, this feeling of, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to make headway on this situation. You know, this woman in the card, she's ready. She's ready to clean this house top to bottom. Got my mop. Got my scrub brush, my toilet brush or whatever. Got my broom. Got my gloves. I'm ready. Ready. Reverse, my friend. Not ready. Not able. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Okay? There's something missing here. And directly across, right next door, is that Knight of Wands energy. Now, I keep saying right across, next door, so maybe some of you are having issue with your neighbors. Maybe you're having issues with a property next door if you're an investor, or you're trying to build onto your own land, but there's issues about property lines or something like that, and you just can't proceed. You're like, I can see it. This addition to my house, this extension on my house. I want to build a wonderful gazebo, or I want to increase like my backyard size. I want to landscape. I want to put like in a waterfall and all this crazy stuff, which is beautiful. You know, that sounds amazing. But you're getting blowback from the county, or your neighbors are like, "That's my property. You can't build there." And you're like, "What?" And they're showing you, you know, paperwork from the county, and you're like, "Shit! If I did that, that's like 2 feet into their land." And you're just like so hyped up on this thing, but something is missing, or something is barring you, preventing you from doing what you want to do. You got best laid plans. Three of Wands is a plan in hand. I'm a man or a woman with a plan. I'm ready. I'm able. I'm willing. But there's like this one fucking hiccup in the plan. Or this one factor that you didn't account for in your plan. 2 feet over your neighbor's property line, and that person is a dick. Or, you know, they're unwilling to compromise. You'd be like, listen, I will do this, and you're like trying to find a workaround. Maybe the county has a thing where we can what do you call it? We can redraw, thank you. We can redraw the property line if your neighbor agrees to give up that 2 feet of space, and your neighbor is not having it. They're just like, nah, you can go to hell. Or, what are you going to pay me? Or, what do I get out of this? You know, like, they want something for this thing. And you're like, you're blocking my grotto, man. I'm trying to have a wonderful waterfall over my pool, and you're bitching about 2 feet back, like, in the dense part of their yard where they don't even use the space. And you're like, what does it cost you? Like, it's nothing. Just let me have this. Or they're like, well, if you give me 10 grand for 2 feet of space, are you crazy? Like, whatever. There's whatever needs to be fixed, or whatever the fix of the situation is. You're just like, it wasn't a part of my plan, and now it's like this huge inconvenience, or it's like this, it's, in some cases, it's something so minute, it's so small, or so like circumstantial, or like, you might even overlook it. You might not even be aware, Leo, what is the damn problem? How do I fix this? Here's where it's coming back around. I remember this energy from Leo. What's the problem? And Leo hits a brick wall. And Leo's like looking at that brick wall going, what am I supposed to do here? How am I supposed to fix this? How can I get around this wall? How can I go through it? Can I blow it up? Can I dig under it? Can I climb over it? And it's just like, no. Everything you're trying to do, you're getting a no. There's one solution, quote unquote solution, by the way, because I'm not sure that this is ever going to be a thing that Leo needs to do or is, but Leo can be like a dog with a bone and not let shit go. But whatever the solution is, again, solution, I'm not sure that Leo sees it, or I'm not sure that Leo has access to it and is supposed to go over that wall or through that obstacle. Like, here it is again, this energy of I want to go forward down this particular path. Something is obstructing your path, it's blocking your way, you're not allowed to go, but you still want to go. I understand that energy. I understand that position. But damn it, the plan is not working. The dream is not moving forward. Oh, man. Now. In the Knight of Wands, persistent energy. And the reason I was like bummed or expressing this exasperated, exhausted energy is because Leo, you're only human. You know, you have this archetype of being Leo the lion, the bravest, and that's all well and good, and that's very true in many cases. But guess what? Eventually, the mighty beast might have to take an L, might have to chop, just scratch it all up to a loss. It's very hard for a Leo to walk away from something if they feel they have a great idea, if they feel connected to the outcome, not like in an egotistical way, but because I don't feel that this is ego. I mean, except if you want a waterfall in your backyard, maybe there's a little bit of ego there, but it's like, the Knight of Wands, I feel even you, Leo, if this is you, which I've been talking about for the past couple of minutes, from a perspective of it being you, even you're kind of tired of yourself. Even you're kind of tired of having this dream, having this goal, having this vision, having this object of desire. In some cases, with that being there, maybe even a person of desire. And you can't get it. You can't get to them, you can't get to the dream, you can't get to the connections you want to make professionally. It's just like, son of a bitch. I want to be done like chasing this thing. I want to be done trying to find a solution to this. But here comes this I can do it energy that comes from you innately. And that's the thing about, I'm having like a long sidebar here, but that's the thing about a Leo that is both a strength and a weakness. Not a strength and a weakness, I shouldn't say it that way. I should say it's a virtue as well as, God, what's the opposite of a virtue? I can't, I'm blanking on a word, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. It works when it works, and then a virtue and a detriment, right? A virtue to your character and a detriment to your character. This fight, this continuing to fight, that dog with a bone, like, I'm not going to let it go, or roar, I'm not going to let this gazelle go. I got lockjaw on this sucker's neck. I'm not letting it go. And I think like sometimes that happens in the wild, right? A lion like has a kill in its mouth and they won't let it go for hours or days. Like hyenas are like, hey, you're going to drop that gazelle? And the lion's like, fuck off, it's mine. And the hyenas are just like, come on, share it. And like the lion is, the lion, this is, I'm sorry, my brain gets a little scattered, guys. But if you look at something like that, where a hyena is like a scrap animal, right? They hunt themselves, but like if they saw a lion with a gazelle, they're like, oh my God, we could take that lion and take the gazelle, guys. Let's go for it. So the hyena might harass the gazelle, or the hyenas might harass the lion. And the lion is just like, if I drop my gazelle, these bitches are going to swoop in here and take my shit. I got to keep it in my mouth. But then the hyenas could also attack me. So it's like this tentative, if I drop this and walk away, there will be another gazelle down the line. I'll be okay. But the lion is like, no, I killed it. It's mine. And people want to take it from me. No, there's like a resistance and a resilience that can sometimes lead to further danger or more conflict than is necessary. If you just drop the gazelle, mighty lion, you can go get another one. These hyenas, they outnumber you 5-1. Look out for your best interest, let them have it, and move on to something else. But the pride, the ego, the I don't want to do that shit again. Do you know how much effort it took me to take down this gazelle in the first place? There's like that attachment. Like, I've put in so much already. I'm due to reap the rewards for what I've done already. That's here. And like I was about to say, but I got distracted, was, Leo, you know that about yourself, and that's a virtue. But like I said, if you persist and persist and persist and persist, it becomes a detriment. You open yourself up to more challenges and conflicts, and maybe even set yourself up for further disappointment because you won't let it go. Struggle. That's a struggle. That could be the block. You could be your own block. Yeah? Interesting. Above it, that Three of Wands energy, you've got the Lovers in reverse. Major Arcana card for Gemini, so some of you might be dealing with a Gemini, but you don't have to be. I'm going to show you that upright just so you can get a look at it. But the Lovers, traditionally, is a card about choices. Head over heart, heart over head, you know, weighing out your options, choosing between two options, choosing between two paths, sometimes choosing between two people, if this is for some of you in your romantic sector. And we have it in reverse. So here we either have the inability to choose, or the resistance of choice, or the rejection, or not rejection, but the inability to recognize that there's another way. Being stuck in this idea of, there's one way to do this. I don't know why I'm speaking that way, but it's sort of like how, I guess my voice turning quickly, because like what was coupled with that was like old like wartime videos or film from like WW1 and WW2. Here we see the American troops landing in the beach of Normandy. Da, 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 da. You know, like that kind of announcement, like if you guys are familiar with those types of things. And like that, the reason they're showing me that war, it's older, it's like, that's the way. There's no other option. Whereas as we have grown on as a country, as a species, we like to say, maybe war's not, you know, the only way. Back then, we must go to war, we must take on our enemies, we must meet them where they live, and da-da-da. It's just like this prescribed way of thinking back then, I think is what they're trying to tell me with that. They're being very symbolic today. It's very interesting. And I'm sorry if you're not into that, but that's how I read. So Leo, you're coming, not to say like you're this old, but you're coming, and if you are, that's okay too, but you're coming from that mindset of, this is the way, this is the only way, the Leo way. Leo will be victorious. And I think I said last month, you will be. But I think in that reading, I couldn't tell you how. I think it was like, sure, there's victory on the table here, Leo. You're finally going to get what you want. But there's a way around it, or a way to get there that maybe you don't see. Lovers in reverse. There's a way to get there, and maybe you don't see how to get there. Still. Now, additional to not being able to make a certain choice, or not recognizing certain choices that you have in front of you, options in front of you, the Lovers can, if we're talking about a partnership, it can talk about a dissolving of a partnership, or a breaking away of a partnership, or even just a breaking away of being focused on unity. I don't know what that means. Breaking away from being focused on unity. Ooh, okay, hold on. Okay. Now, for some of you, if this is a romantic thing, which is, you know, I'm going to say like maybe 20 to 30, maybe even 40% of you are like wanting to hear a little bit about that. There might be something here about a clashing or a diverging away from tradition. Because my whole thing of the newsreel, the war newsreel, today in Normandy, the troops on the border of France, you know, all that. Tradition. It's very like that older way of delivering the news, very patriotic. You know, now it's like, You know, you can't have your news be one-sided. Oh, you're liberal, you're conservative, you're this, you're that. You know, it's like too divisive. But back then, that was the way to go. The troops are coming home. It was like, have your messages be uplifting. You know, make sure you tell them that the Nazis are the worst things in the world. You know, it's just like, breaking from tradition. Breaking from this idea that everything is a-okay, or that everything is, oh God, what are you doing? What is this? Maybe that's what some of you guys are asking yourselves. What is this? What am I doing? Breaking from tradition. You know, the Lover's card isn't necessarily a marriage card, but maybe there's something in there for some of you who might be married, or might be considering being married, or have a certain mindset on marriage. Maybe you want to be married and your partner doesn't, or vice versa, and so we have to find a compromise. But to you, Leo, there is no compromise. Either we're married or we're not. Either we're in this open, non-monogamous relationship, or we're not. Like, maybe that's what's going on here. Like, you're not wanting to compromise, you're not wanting to budge, or you're not seeing how the compromise could be. Like, for those who have a traditional, okay, right next door, got it, thank you. That's how that comes in. For those who have a traditional view on relationships or marriage or whatever it is, you know, whatever you view as traditional, right? You might have a partner, or you might be challenged in a way by someone in your life. Maybe not even your partner. Maybe it's your child. You know, maybe you're from a generation that says, you know, marriage is this, that, and the other, and your child is like, so I'm married, but I'm also married to this person, and I'm also dating that person, and you're like, what? You're not married. And your kid is like, I absolutely am married. I'm married to that person, and I'm also married to this person. Polygamy, or whatever they're doing, or polyamory, and those are not the same thing, by the way. Those are not the same thing. But there's this non-traditional approach that you don't recognize. Some of you, this is not for everybody, obviously. And you're just like, no, that doesn't exist, or that doesn't exist in my world, and I'm just not on board with that. Or if you're not witnessing someone go through that, or bring that idea into your life from a secondary perspective, it's your primary perspective, or your primary experience. Your partner's coming to you and being like, listen, how do you feel about dating other people? And you're like, what? Huh? What do you mean, dating other people? We're married. And then your partner's like, yeah, I know, and I still want to be married to you, but I also kind of want to go on dates. And you're like, for what? For what? Like, some of you are like really, really cheesed off about this, like really ticked off about this proposal, like, and also, and hurt by this, obviously. It's not about your ego, it's not about pride, it's like, you don't even want to look at other people, so you're kind of like, why are they wanting to look at other people? It's like that, you know, and that comes in all forms, you know, non-monogamous, ethically non-monogamous, swinging, like I said, polyamory. There's so many different ways that you can cut that and really experience that. So within that 30% of people that are here for the romantic thing, I'm going to say that's like 5% of the 30. So I don't think that's like for everybody, but somebody out there is like, so you just think this is a cool idea to just propose to me, Leo, your dedicated, devoted partner of however long, that we should just go and date other people. That's what you're going to say? Okay. And some of you are just like, I'm not into this. No way. And, you know, that's going to be what it is. Now, block, not recognizing choice, or not wanting to choose, not even, see, in that very last situation, that's not even an option. Like, I don't even recognize that as something worth my time to consider. So this all, as you can see, we're kind of making a little mini circle here, or a little square. So our trajectory goes from I'm hype, I'm excited, I want to get things done, I want to move things forward, to, oh, there's a little hiccup in my plan. There's a little factor that I didn't account for. And then, oh, I have to make a choice on this thing I didn't account for. I don't want to make a choice, or the choice is not even worth my time. This proposed idea is not even worth my time. Where do we get at the end of that little squarish circle thing. We get the World card. Major Arcana card for, God, I'm going to blank real quick. Saturn, so it's tied to Capricorn as it's connected to the sign of, Capricorn and Saturn are connected, is how I need to say that at the moment. But it's also more readily associated with the fixed signs. So that would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So you might be dealing with one of those signs, but you do not have to be. Well, that bit about tradition, and I mean, it's kind of a little heavy-handed with this deck that I've chosen for the month, but, you know, look there. What do we have? We've got the baby stroller, we've got the family on top of the world, we've got a suburban household on the cards there that are laying underneath or on the table there or whatever. Like, for some of you, that is your goal, that is your dream, that is what you desire, and you are being challenged because, again, the real planet that's associated with the World card is Saturn. And Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn is one of the planets of major life lessons. So some of you are getting to this lesson of what are my values from a traditional standpoint, from a family standpoint, from a marital standpoint, from a society, whatever. And how is it being challenged? Who's challenging it? Is it your partner? Baby stroller? Is it your child? Family? Is it your extended family? Like I said, some of you with that whole I might be breaking this to you, this whole ethically non-monogamous. Some of you have never even heard of that. And you're like, what the hell is that? Google it. Take a second after the video or right now, pause it and come back. Ethically non-monogamous. That's a thing that people are into right now. And it would be challenging for some of you. What does that mean? You know, your cousin or your aunt is living that lifestyle, and you're just like, huh? You and Uncle Jim are doing what now? Oh yeah, we're ethically non-monogamous after 20 years of marriage. You're like, what? You're blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind here. You know? Or, like I said, someone's proposing this to you, and you're just like, what? I don't even know what that means. Date other people. What? Then what's the point of us being together? What's the point of us being married if we want to date other people? Like, some of you are just like, your mind is scrambled and you're just like, I don't understand that shit. If it's not romantic, if it's not in that area, because we spent a lot of time previous talking about this in a non-relationships factor. Again, like going back to that neighbor with the land limits. You know, redrawing property lines. You know, maybe they're on the side being like, look, I don't really care about the property line, but if you slip me 10 G's, you know, it's not a problem. And like, you know, maybe that's like not approved by the county that you live in. Maybe, you know, you can't, it has to be like of the person, of the property owners, like own, you know, no money can exchange hands, maybe, according to some rule within the county. Like, we can build on this, we can redraw the property lines, but it can't, you know, you pay us, the county, you don't pay the person whose property you want to encroach on. You don't do that. So the ethics of that particular situation or something similar is like boggling your mind. Like, that's not ethical. You're basically shaking me down. Who are you, Tony Soprano? Like, no, you know, I want to have this done. I would love to have this, you know, wonderful addition to my property, but you're trying to bribe me, or you're trying to, you know, profit from this in some kind of way. And, you know, the county, whoever works in the particular office down there is just like, listen, do not exchange money. That's illegal. You know, so there's a challenge to your value system, Leo. There's a challenge to your ethics. There's a challenge to your moral compass, okay? I don't know in what way that's coming across. And even going back to like a few of you who had that issue with, you have a dream of a certain job or working in a certain, you know, realm in life, but you don't have connections, you don't have the right materials, things like that. Perhaps there's some choice you can make or some option where again, it's like, I don't want to say it's illegal in this case, but it's just like there's a non-traditional way to get to what you want to do that you don't want to do. You know? Like some of you could be a time, well, not really time, but it just could be something about, I want to get to the top without this middle part. But the middle part is kind of where you cut your teeth. I hope that makes sense. And that like kind of challenges your view of yourself, your view of your own greatness, or your view of your own capability. I don't need to do this. I need to just go like to the front of the line and skip all that, you know, hardship. Skip that little, you know, that couple of years in the School of Hard Knocks where I, you know, like I said, I kind of build up a name or reputation for myself. So in that case, for that group of Leos, your ego is tested, your pride is tested, and that kind of goes back to that whole hyena thing. You know, you're like, I got a gazelle. I'm so proud of myself. I'm ready. And like hyenas like descend on you. It's like, give up the gazelle, Leo. And you're like, but it's mine. Okay. Oh, is that it? Like maybe you have a creative idea and maybe someone is like stealing. And that's like, maybe you would have to sacrifice something. Like maybe you like have a great book idea or a great screenplay. And this happens a lot with screenplays. You have a screenplay and you're like, and I want to direct. And they're like, nobody knows who you are, Leo. Sell us your script, write us a couple of more, and then maybe like in 5 or 6 movie scripts, then you can direct. And you're just like, what? Now, in this day and age, it's a lot easier to break in with independent film and the ways that people can make movies on their own. But for you, Leo, you're like, I'm not letting go of this idea. It's mine. And you might be encouraged, someone is encouraging, perhaps the universe is encouraging you to let go of that thing that you think is your baby, your best project ever, because the universe knows down the line, you'll have better ideas. You'll have wonderful scripts, wonderful songs that you can carry on as your own. You can sing on that album, but the first, you know, 4 or 5 songs that you create, you should sell them to other artists so that you begin to make a name for yourself in the business. Does that make sense? We got there. Man, that's a lot. You guys are probably going to have the longest reading. Now, that all is like kind of self-contained. And again, the world contains lessons, you know, chapter endings. You know, we move from one phase to another phase in our lives. That rotating door kind of stopped. Eventually we get off on one side of the door or on the other side. We don't keep coming back and just like traveling through these two. See that, oh God, I wish you guys could see what I see in my mind. Because again, that ties into this decision between the two. Am I coming into this building? Am I entering the lobby? Or am I leaving the building and moving on to something else? But this revolving door situation, we keep coming back around to this. Am I coming in or am I leaving? Am I coming in or am I leaving? And it's just like hung up in that rotation. It's ridiculous. And I think I did that. I'm recalling doing this, I think. Was that for your reading? I could be wrong in June. I think I did that for Leos. Regardless, I feel this is very interesting. These two here. So they're kind of the result of what you already know. You know? Lots of energy here with that Knight of Wands. Blocked energy with the 3 of Wands. In reverse, what do we get? We get a 5 of Cups feeling. Having that great idea, wanting to plow forward with whatever we want towards what we desire, getting blocked, you feel like shit. You feel disappointed. You feel drenched with 3 martinis and you're ready to go home and just like hang it up. This is like a defeatist or defeated energy. Defeatist and defeated, both. Disappointed, lost in some cases, because emotionally, 5 of Cups, feeling lost, woe is me, or like, more than woe is me, because it's not a, oh, the world is against me, or this person is against me. It's more of like a, I don't know how to fix it, you know? I don't know about you, but if this was me, because it looks like she's kind of like wringing her hair out and like she's like letting her dress drip out. And I'm just like, I would have been gone by then, me personally. I'm not standing around a party soaking wet with martinis all over me. Like, oh, look what happened. No, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave. So that's what we're getting to. A wallowing. Not a woe is me, a wallowing. There's a wallowing here for some of you Leos. You've been in this energy for too long. Too long. Holding on to the loss, holding on to the disappointment, holding on to the feeling that this shouldn't have happened in the first place. This shouldn't have even been my experience. Perhaps even in some cases a denial. I want to see other people. Let's date other people. What did you just say? What did you just ask me? Well, I think I love you, but it said you did not just say that to me. You just did not ask me that. So not as fiery as that, but some of you are just like so bewildered at the prospect of what your partner has asked you, what the neighbor has asked you, what the person who works for the film studio or the production company has asked you. So sign over the rights to your movie. We're going to put it in the hands of another writer who's going to rewrite what you wrote, and we're going to assign it to another director. And you're just like, that is not at all what I expected to happen here today. I did not expect someone to say to me, I want to date other people. I did not expect my neighbor to say, hey, grease my palm and you can have your 2 feet of space on my land. And that I did not expect someone to think or to propose that I let them have my creative baby and just let them take it and do whatever with it. Like there's this unexpected not result, because it's not a result because the decisions aren't made, right? Proposal, an unexpected proposal. And you're just like bewildered by it, disappointed by it, hurt by it, feeling rejected by it. Whatever has happened, whatever's happening now, you're just like, son of a bitch. You feel drenched and just, some of you are like horrified even. It's a lot. And the trouble is more so with those Leos who are wallowing in this and you're not moving on past it. Gotta get on with it. Gotta get on with your life. Move on. But listen, I can see it and I feel it now. You're not going to, or you're going to, the situation itself won't let you, because again, that's taking me back here where I was recognizing this thing coming back and I'm annoyed that it's coming back. I don't want it to come back. I want it to be done with. You know, but several things here keep it in circulation. What is this? Crazy. I don't like it. 4 of Pentacles right above. So here we go again. More energy of withholding. More energy of feeling stuck and stagnant and just like clenching to what we already have, or clenching to what we want to see come into fruition, what we want to see grow, what we want to see to come towards us as an opportunity, as a connection in some cases, if this is romantic, because again, it's right across from the Lovers, across from the World card, which is where we had more people, not only the fixed signs and Capricorn, but again, just to show you, down there in the bottom, a family affair for some of you. So there's this clenching is on top of the wallowing and the, I can't believe this was just said to me. I can't believe this is what has been proposed to me. There's also this clenching to what you already know, perhaps in a reaction to someone proposes, hey Leo, I can make this happen, or hey Leo, I want this the same way that you do, but I want it the way I want it, not the way you want it. And you're just like, what? Not the way I want it to be, the way you want it to be? Or like, again, this need to compromise, this need to find a middle ground. And Leo, when you're not ready for that, like I said, in the plan, it's a hiccup. You didn't account for that thing that the person has proposed to you. You didn't account for this little curveball in your life. Then you hunker down. Then you clench down harder on what you already know. What you know and what you expect, what's predictable, what works for you currently, all of that stuff. That's fixed sign energy, hands down. Fixed sign energy. You know, well, this is what I know, so I'm going to stick to it. You know, and given that this is on the line where I talked heavily about this challenge to your traditions, some of you are having that panic of that's not what I was taught when I was a kid. That's not the experience that I had growing up as a young adult. That wasn't what I experienced when I got married, and da 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 da. And you're just like clinging to this, but this is what I know. This is what I experienced. This is what I understand. In terms of money, maybe for some of you, money isn't like super heavy, but because it's a pentacle, I do want to talk about that quickly. Some of you, again, you know, with that fucking neighbor that wants that $10,000 Tony Soprano style, you know, shaking you down. Like, I cannot give you money just to see myself have a waterfall or a grotto in my own backyard. Like, you're like, oh, do I keep my money or do I let this SOB have his money so that I can have my dream home? You know, you're just like, that's not how these things work. Like, I can't imagine doing that. You know, so you're having like a moral dilemma. I did say that your moral compass or whatever you feel staunchly about will be challenged. Now, if it's not money, again, it's your value system, what you believe. It's your relationship with your partner being challenged. And, you know, some of you are looking back over wedding photos or, you know, old memorabilia and things that you shared with your partner. I don't care how long you've been together. You could be doing this and you've only been together with this person for 2 years. But you're looking back on what it used to be and you're like, I want to preserve this. This is how it was when I came here. This is how it is needing to stay. I don't want to have this new dynamic between us. Wow, that's interesting. For some of you, this is like a late addition to the romantic sector, and because I don't think I talked about it, but some of you are out here single Pringles, ready to mingle, right? And you know, I don't care how old you are, but you do have these traditional values, or you have the opposite. Let's play the opposite, just, you know, because I don't want to alienate everybody here. So let's say you're non-traditional, quote unquote non-traditional, right? You believe in open marriages, or you're poly, you're pansexual, you're all these things, you're non-binary. And I'm not saying this to devalue anybody. I'm actually trying to give the opposite perspective. You believe so wholeheartedly that relationships of a monogamous sort are doomed to fail, or you could never be truly happy in it. And the person that you desire wants the traditional thing. And you're like, I don't think I could be happy with that person and me just together. I don't know in the long run that I wouldn't eventually want to expand my, I don't know how you would phrase it, but you know, so you're open, but the person you want or that you're interested in is not open. You're like, should I be involved with this person? Should I even pursue them if they're not open? Should I save myself some headache? Should I save them potential heartache and just like leave them be? You know? So that's like sort of playing the opposite, because I think it can go either way. I think most of the time, not just down to it being Leos or fixed signs. I think it's just, I think Leo tends to want what Leo wants and not really be big on sharing. I think most Leos are into mine, you know? I'm like, why did I say that? Quick sidebar here. For those who are not opposed to animated films, there's a Pocahontas, right? From like the 90s. And there's a song in there, mine, and it's like, this guy, he's just like coveting this gold, and all these other people are helping him, but he's like, yeah, but it's for me. It's all mine. So there's this like possessiveness that Leo can have, right? I think that's most Leo's experiences, is like a cat would. I've marked you. You're mine. You see that cat? You see that scratch on your wrist, Barbara? When you were petting my head, I gave you that because I love you. I'm letting you know you're mine. You know, that's not why they scratch you. But it's like that sentiment. It's mine. Okay? Outcome, Leo, for July. 8 of Wands. So here we go again. These kicker cards. We're in a retrograde. I can't remember the dates, and I can't remember. I know the moon isn't, or not the moon. I know that Mercury's in retrograde, and doesn't it start in? I think it starts in Leo, or it starts in Cancer and goes to Leo, or Leo to Cancer, something like that. But all this retrograde stuff. So we're opening up to communication, right? Or we're having rather communication come out as like a big focal point, where you may have been resistant and or blocking certain communications. Conversations, we gotta get that out of the way. Okay, that could be the thing that's missing here. That could be the thing that you're sort of burying your head in the sand and like avoiding. Could be the thing that you're feeling will make you feel 5 of Cups. I don't know, but let's talk. You know, some of you Leos, you don't want to talk. Others of you, you're ready to talk, but whoever you're dealing with, they don't want to talk. Or, you know, the ball was left in your court, in the case of those where this is in your creative, you know, professional sector. It's like, hey, you know, we would love to work with you. We would love to buy your script. We would love to, you know, take you on as a songwriter, but, you know, you got to come to us. And Leo has been, like, left that, you know, kind of dangling, kind of left that open, and you haven't really gone back and thought about putting any real effort behind it, any real communication behind it, yeah? So however you slice it, Leo, talks have to happen. Swiftly, acutely, like very no nonsense. You know, that woman, she's very open, right? Like her demeanor, her expression. It's not secretive. It's not, you know, full of too many pleasantries. It's like really about the business, because regardless of where you stand in any of this, Leo, you're very staunch. Pardon me. You really believe in yourself, or believe in your side of things, believe in what you want, believe in what your convictions are. You know, again, you started off as the Knight of Wands. So that's mostly your energy. It might be someone else around you. You might be a little bit passive in your energy right now, Leo. And it might be coming into you, you're experiencing somebody who has all this desire and goal-oriented energy, but I feel it's mostly going to be a Leo thing. So you know where you stand. You know what you want. You know what you believe. You know what you feel. If you have the chance to have it expressed, to have it understood by someone else, or to, even if they don't understand, you know, one of the greatest lessons my mother told me is you can't expect people to give you what you want if you don't tell them. So if you have a chance to affirm something, if you have a chance to get clear on something, do it. If it doesn't come to you, if you're waiting on somebody else, or, you know, you decide not to respond, that's your choice. But there's a clear line of communication in the outcome that I think is viable and necessary for most of you, okay? Overall energy for July, 6 of Cups, retrograde, here we are, okay? I think it's like 3, 4, 5 planets in retrograde, so there's a lot of this cyclical, you know, what has gone away comes back, and all that kind of stuff, all that energy is here. So 6 of Cups is traditionally assigned that type of energy. It's nostalgic. It's sometimes described as a soulmate card, and that might apply for some of you. You guys know me if you've been here before. I don't jump all over that, but because I do feel for many of you there is a relationship factor here, whether we're talking dating, marriage, I don't know. So for some of you, you might be dealing with a soulmate. Now, of course, my caveat with the soulmate thing is it's not all, rainbows and unicorns and, sunflowers. A lot of times, most of the time, soulmates are here to teach us lessons and to try us, like really try us. You try my patience, you try my emotions, you get me going, you get me riled up, you get me all kinds of ways, but I still love you and I still respect you. It's like that very tightrope walk of, striking a balance between, like I said, really loving someone and really being like, oh my God, if you say another word, I'm going to throat punch you. Like, and of course the 6 represents balance, right? The number 6, we talk about balance. So if it's not a soulmate that you're dealing with, it is still going to be that nostalgic factor. For some of you, like I said, you've had this dream of being a screenwriter, a music producer, a music songwriter, whatever, and you've had it since you were a kid. And like, it's hard to let go in either situation. It's hard to let go of what you've dreamed of since you were a kid, what you've put your work into or your effort into, and what you've desired for so long. It's just like, I don't want to just give up on my career. I don't want to just sell away my best ideas. I don't want to give up on my marriage. I got with my husband or my wife for a reason. They were my everything, And so there's a part of you, Leos, that are fearful or concerned or just very much not into the idea of losing what you have already earned. Backtracking, basically. Like if you started work on that pool in your backyard and the waterfall was going to be the finishing touch, and then you get a call from, your contractors or whatever, and they're like, well, the county says we need to stop building because it violates these codes. And you're like, I've already done this much work. Like the project is like 80% finished. So you're just like, I can't just scrap the whole thing. I've changed everything about my yard based on this idea. That last 20%. Now, Leo, we did talk about that with the hyenas and the gazelle and everything. That's the gazelle. In that case, my prized backyard, my pool with the waterfall. Do I let it go? Or do I fight on and try to keep this going? It's I hope it makes sense to you. Like you're really at this crossroads, Leo, where we're either going to move forward with what we already know and kind of stick to our guns, or we're going to adapt and change. I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what the solution is, my friends, because for some of you, staying the course is going to work. For others of you, the change is necessary. The World card being there in your reading and the 8 of Wands as the outcome, change is probably better for most of you. But it's a challenge because the World card is a challenging card. It's about life lessons. It's about overcoming or, kind of walking through a trial by fire sort of energy. You will be tried. Your patience will be tested. Your limits will be pressed upon and sometimes broken. And then you move on and you evolve into something else, or you evolve into another phase in your life, another perspective. Yeah? Leo, we did it. Looking at the timer. Oh yeah, I think this is going to be the longest reading. Anyway, if you're here still, thank you for watching up until this point, guys. I really do appreciate it. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment down below, share the video across your social media platforms, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. If you liked all of this and you want to see more, subscribing is the best way to be on top of all of it, okay? Leo, I will be back soon doing the mid-Junes and then a birthday reading, because I always put out the birthday readings on the first day of the zodiac, or I try to. At least I can't even say I've done that every time, but I try to do that. So you have that to look forward to. So 2 videos coming up, and of course August at the end of this month. So yeah, man, lots going on for Leo soon. With the birthday thing, because I started that last year with Leos in 2018, July 2018. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something different. maybe I'll do a different format. I'm still deciding. I thought about that the other day. Maybe that's my challenge, do something a little differently than what I've already done. But yeah, man, so I have that, I've got that to make a decision on within a couple of weeks. So I'm just like really talking to myself at this point. So I need to sign off and say goodbye to you guys. So again, Leo, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I really do love that you've taken the time and spent it with me today, okay? I will speak to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.